Welcome to Midday. Your news at noon starts now.
Good afternoon and thanks for watching Midday. A light wintry mix of snow, sleet and freezing rain could be seen this morning in parts of the northern counties in our viewing area. WCBI's Allie Martin is live to give us the latest from Prentiss County. Allie, how are the roadways?
That's right, Renee. I'm here in Prentiss County. I'm standing on an overpass, Highway 45 and Highways 30. I'm going to step out of the way and you can see that traffic is moving on Highway 45 at a steady clip. Now, throughout the morning, there's been a mix of sleet, rain, and even a few snow flurries in Lee and Prentiss counties. Earlier in the day, traffic on I-22 and major roadways was normal still. As the day goes on and temperatures continue to drop, authorities are urging caution, especially on bridges and overpasses. Troop F of the Mississippi Highway Patrol worked numerous accidents in a short amount of time this morning as more motorists got on the roads. Master Sergeant Ray Hall says if you have to drive, be sure and go slow. Never slam on your brakes if you start to slide on the ice. And also, if you happen to go off the road, call 911 and stay inside of your vehicle.
We've had a couple fatal crashes where a vehicle hydroplaned, and that crash wasn't fatal. The hydroplaned on ice, and then they got outside their vehicle. The next vehicle come along and hydroplaned on the same ice, and unfortunately hit the driver of the first crash. So we're asking, if you do find yourself stranded in a ditch, on a bridge, remain in your vehicle till emergency vehicles can get there.
And that's some really good advice. Of course, you can keep up with all the closings on our website, Wcbi.com. I do want to point out that in Lee County, this weekend, Disciple Now is taking place. That is a weekend event that thousands of young people will come to, churches from all across the area. Now, tonight's event has been canceled, but they'll continue. They'll start tomorrow, Saturday. They're going to do everything at the furniture market, 3 sessions tomorrow. So talk to your youth pastors, check Facebook, and of course, WCBI.com for all the latest. For now, we're in Prentiss County. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Allie, you stay safe on the roads out there as well. Thanks a lot. Well, roads were slippery in parts of Yellowbusha, Calhoun, and Lafayette counties this morning. Several motorists ended up in a ditch after sliding off icy roadways in the area. Interstate 55 north of Oakland was shut down for a few hours this morning after a wreck involving 2 tractor trailers. It has since reopened. The Mississippi Highway Patrol responded to over 40 accidents along Interstate 22 this morning between Tupelo and Holly Springs. Several other wrecks were reported, like the one near Pontotoc on Highway 15. So far, no injuries have been reported. Good news there. The Highway Patrol encourages no travel between Tupelo and Memphis as the roads are covered in ice. Right now, let's get the latest on our weather now. Here's meteorologist Alex Puckett with the details. Alex?
Thank you very much, Renee. We're going to start off with a view of our Alpha Insurance Skycam in Tupelo. We've seen a little bit of light snow on this Skycam here within the past couple of minutes. It's been a wintry mix for the most of the day, though, and may transition right back into wintry mix. A lot of the area sitting in the 30s, but a few spots in the 20s. If you're above freezing at this point, pretty good odds that you're not going to see any big travel issues from any wintry weather. But right now, basically all the wintry mix along and north of State Highway 8 with some of the heaviest precipitation ongoing in portions of Lee, Prentiss, Alcorn, and Tishomingo counties. I'm going to have more details on what you expect as we go through the rest of the day coming up in a few more minutes. Renee?
All right, looking forward to those details. Alex, thanks a lot. The Mississippi House is advancing a plan to send millions of state dollars to cities and counties to help pay for roads and bridges. House members voted 118-0 Thursday to pass House Bill 722. Although the proposal received bipartisan support, its prospects in the Senate are unclear. The bill would set aside a portion of what the state collects each year from the use tax. The tax is paid on goods that will be shipped from out of state for use, storage, or consumption in Mississippi. The state currently collects more than $300 million a year in use tax. The bill says 35% of collections would go to roads and bridges, 15% each to cities and counties, 5% to a state fund to help local governments. A state government building in Mississippi has been named after a Tupelo congressman who died in 2015. More than 100 people gathered Thursday in downtown Jackson to dedicate the Patrick Allen Nunnally building. You see Governor Phil Bryant also admiring the plaque. It houses the Mississippi Department of Environmental Quality. Nunnally, who went by Allen, was a Republican from Tupelo. He spent 16 years in the state Senate, starting in 1995, eventually becoming chairman of the Appropriations Committee. He unseated a Democratic incumbent in North Mississippi's 1st Congressional District in November 2010 and took office in January 2011. Nunnally died in February 2015 after experiencing several months of health problems, including a brain tumor. He was 56 years old. The man convicted in the 1964 slayings of 3 Mississippi civil rights workers more than 40 years after the murders has died in prison. According to the Mississippi Department of Corrections, Edgar Ray Killen died Thursday night. The former Ku Klux Klan leader was 80 years old in 2005 when a Neshoba County jury convicted him of 3 counts of manslaughter. It was 41 years after James Chaney, Michael Schwerner, and Andrew Goodman were killed by Klansmen and found in a dam in Neshoba County. The murders were documented in the 1988 movie Mississippi Burning. Edgar Ray Killen was 92 years old. In other news now, President Trump is denying reports he used vulgar language to describe some places as expletive whole countries. The alleged comments were made during a meeting with a bipartisan group of senators who were proposing a plan to provide protection for America's DACA recipients, the immigrants who were brought to this country illegally as children. But people who were inside the room at the time say the reports are true, and the uproar surrounding the comments is coming from members of both political parties. Weijia Jiang has more details from the White House.
Reaction to alleged comments made by President Trump were swift and strong from Democrats and Republicans.
The statements of the president are reprehensible, they're racist, they're totally incorrect.
This remark by the president of the United States smacks of blatant racism.
During a meeting in the Oval Office Thursday, Senator Dick Durbin proposed restoring protections for immigrants from Haiti, several African countries, and El Salvador as part of an immigration package. The president reportedly interrupted Durbin and said, "Why do we want all these people from expletive whole countries here? We should bring in more people from places like Norway."
I can't defend it. I don't think anybody can. I don't know where you wanted to go with it.
The president denied the reports on Twitter. He wrote, "The language used by me at the DACA meeting was tough, but this was not the language used. What was really tough was the outlandish proposal made, a big setback for DACA."
To no surprise, the president started tweeting this morning denying that he used those words. It is not true. He said these hate-filled things, and he said them repeatedly.
The Haitian government called the president's comments racist and summoned America's top diplomat in the country for a meeting with the Haitian president. Weijia Jiang, CBS News, the White House.
Now, today marks the 8th anniversary of the earthquake in Haiti. One administration official described that as a time when, quote, Americans gave their heart and soul and money to try to help the people of Haiti. Coming up next on Midday, flu cases are rising in Alabama. Some hospitals are reporting at full capacity. Details after the break.
You're watching Midday with Renee Skinner.
Welcome back to Midday. Alabama hospitals are filling up with patients because of a worsening influenza outbreak. The acting state health officer, Scott Harris, says hospitals in nearly 1/3 of Alabama's counties are at 90% of their patient capacity, and some are full. UAB Hospital is rescheduling non-emergency elective operations to help free up bed space, and it's asking visitors to stay away to prevent spreading the flu. Governor Kay Ivey has issued a flu emergency that gives hospitals some leeway in following their care plans. A large private school in Metro Birmingham, Briarwood Christian, canceled classes today because of a large number of sick students and employees. State health officials say widespread flu cases are being reported in Alabama, but the illness hasn't reached the level of a pandemic. Well, the Louisiana Association of Educators, or LAE, and Vermilion Association of Educators rallied with teachers in Abbeville, Louisiana Thursday to support the teacher who was removed and arrested at a school board meeting. You may remember the story. Deja Hargrave, a teacher at Renee A. Rost Middle School in Kaplan, Louisiana, was arrested Monday after being removed from a school board meeting. Now, at the meeting, Hargrave expressed concerns over a superintendent's raise, while teachers like herself have not had a raise in years. Organizers at the rally call what happened to Hargrave an injustice and say Hargrave's arrest was a chilling infringement of her First Amendment rights. Now, lawmakers are also weighing in on this controversial topic. One lawmaker said it never should have happened. Now, last but not least, here's a look at some of the top headlines we've been following this afternoon from our news feed. The weather can not only pose a problem for commuters, but also for first responders. Our Victoria Bailey is talking to rescue crews about how they prepare to save lives in inclement weather. Also tonight, when law enforcement officers prepare for deployment. WCBI's Parker King is speaking with a highway patrolman who is getting ready to serve his country. Our Parker King will have that story for you tonight, as well as our Victoria Bailey. Be sure to watch WCBI News at 5 and 6. And of course, we will have more Midday after the break. But first, Alex, how's our weather?
Well, it's cold across northeast Mississippi and west Alabama, and we've still got a little bit of wintry precipitation falling across the area. We're going to have details on how much longer we're going to be dealing with that coming up after the break.